What's up, YouTube and Instagram and TikTok? All right, we're going live for some good old-fashioned real estate Q&A. I'm down to the last couple states on my state rankings. All right, so that's exciting. I've got 2 left on TikTok, 3 left on Instagram and YouTube. I'm a day ahead on TikTok. So if you're not following me on TikTok, uh, and you want to know who wins the state ranking contest I'm doing, head on over, follow me on TikTok. All right. While we're waiting for people to log on and ask your real estate investing questions, just a couple quick things. All right. I post the most content on TikTok. All right. I post more content on TikTok than the other platforms. I answer Instagram DMs. So I'm telling you all the ways to kind of communicate with me, right? I answer. So TikTok's got the most content. Instagram, I answer my DMs. YouTube, I put out 2 to 3 videos a week, longer ones. Sometimes I do more shorts over there, but I put out more, longer stuff on YouTube, deeper dives. So those are like the 3 kind of video platforms that follow me. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram. And then if you're a podcast listener, you can always listen to the Hyperfast Agent podcast. I think the lettering is backward there, right? Or maybe you can't see it all, but Hyperfast Agent podcast. You can listen to that on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play. We also throw it up on the Hyperfast Agent YouTube channel. So that's all the places to connect. Now let's get a couple questions in. I've got a call with one of my investors in 15 minutes. So this is kind of a shorter live here. I'm live on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, all 3 platforms. So get your questions in. Anything about how to be a real estate agent, how to be a real estate investor, how to start off in those fields, how to scale if you want to recruit, hire, build a team. All right. If you don't have a question, let's do something that will help get more questions on here so that you can learn from other people's questions if you don't have one yourself. So if you do have one, get it in the comments. If you don't and you're following on TikTok, do me a favor, double tap on the screen or hit the share button down there. So just double tap or hit the share button at the bottom, somewhere in the bottom. That helps get more people on, and we get to learn from their questions. On Instagram, I believe it's the little airplane. If you hit that, it'll share it. Is this job a weekend job too? It depends, like, I guess, on how you set it up, how you structure. Most real estate agents will work nights and weekends, at least in the beginning, until you can scale the business and start hiring some people. Real estate investors, maybe not as much is needed on the nights and weekends, so you're kind of in a different boat. I work almost every day. All right. Mostly because I want to, right? I'm trying to push, do more, go into more areas, grow. All right. Usually my work routine is I'm up early before 6. I work for 2 or 3 hours on content and follow up. Then my kids, then I usually work out. Then my kids get up. And so by like 9 o'clock, I've already put in a good workout, a couple hours of content production and responses, and time with the kids. So, sometimes I have meetings during the rest of the day, and podcasts and webinars. Other, it just depends on the day. But I'm usually done by 4 or 5 o'clock. Sometimes after the kids go to bed, I'll work for another 30 minutes or so. Not always though. And I do sometimes work on the weekends. Usually it's just that 2 to 3 hours of content production, marketing, and that kind of stuff that I would do on Saturday morning or Sunday. But for considering I make 7 figures many times over, I don't think the work I do is hard and long. I probably rarely put in over 60 hours a week. Probably in the 40 kind of range, but I've got freedom, right? I can do it from anywhere. I can, if I need to take off a Monday to go do something fun with my kid, I can do that. Like next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are going hunting. I'm taking my 6-year-old on a hunt. So we're doing some cool stuff. Thoughts on solar farms? I don't know much about solar farms. All right. It probably depends on where it's located, how much sun is in that area, and how close it is to population centers. Transmission. Can you get the power from where it's collected to where the people need it? Um, there's something called I square R losses. Just the resistance of in the transmission. The longer that is, the more you have. So you've got to be able to collect it efficiently and get it to where you need it. But I don't know a lot about that. A couple more questions here on TikTok. Instagrammers, get me your questions in. All right, get me your questions in. Would love to hear from you on Instagram. Biggest challenge starting out, and then right before that, I'll answer Jose's question. Tips on cold calling. Having trouble with that. I usually get hung up on. That's okay, Jose. Use like Mojo or Vulcan. So you can power dial. Right, you can dial. You can upload your list, dial, and you're gonna get hung up on. I think the most important to call is just to win that first 10, 15 seconds, to give them a message compelling enough that makes them stay on the line. Like if you're calling expireds, right? Um, a couple tips on that, because that's I didn't do a ton of cold calling, but I used to do expireds. So these are people that tried to list their home, it didn't work out, right? Then you see it expired. So we would call, all right, and I don't really mention what firm I'm with up front. I just, I don't ask if the person's there. Like, I don't say like, "Hey, is Mr. Smith there?" Because then they'll just say no. So I usually call and say, "Hey, this is Dan. I represent a local real estate firm that sells a lot of homes in your area." All right. So, hey, this is Dan. I represent a local real estate firm that sells a lot of homes in your area. If you were to get a market price offer for your home, is that something you're still interested in taking and accepting, right? If they say no, you can try to find out why, but that's really weird. If they say yes, um, you're going to start to try to book for the appointment, but you have to get through that first 10 to 15 seconds. And I don't like telling them the name of the firm up front. That just gives them an excuse to hang up. I like giving them that, hey, if we were to bring you a market price offer for your home, is that something you're still interested in, right? That really tells you their motivation. Then you can move into like why they're trying to sell and why it didn't work out, and then close for the appointment. And it's really just repetition, right? Just doing it over and over again. What other questions? Biggest challenge starting out for me? My biggest challenge really came before. All right, it came before I got into real estate. All right, um, it was interviewing for jobs. Right, I got rejected a lot of times for my dream job. They told me I wouldn't be good at sales, and I ended up going into sales. As a result of that, I was motivated, kind of had a chip on my shoulder about it, and um, did really well. All right. So for me, the biggest challenge came before I got into real estate. All right. And I overcame it and had very quick, successful 22.5 million in my first year. For most agents, I think the biggest challenge starting out is just picking a niche area and then staying focused on it and not giving up too soon. People like to give up after 2, 3, 4 months. All right. That doesn't typically work. You need more time on target than that. So I encourage you all to pick a strategy, pick an area you're going to market, and stick to it. All right. Don't give up. Couple Instagram questions, I believe. New real estate agent, favorite marketing strategy for people starting out. Get my book, The Hyper Local, Hyper Fast Real Estate Agent. All right. It goes through the exact process I use, this process called STP, segmentation, targeting, and positioning. That is how you segment your market, pick your target market, and position yourself to that target market, that target segment, as someone that can add unique value. You need to walk through that process and then pick a strategy. I don't care if it's expires. I don't care if it's your SOI, your sphere of influence. I don't care if it's a geographical farm. Any of them can work as long as you pick a strategy. Don't go too big. Don't go too small. And again, put the focus on it. Put the time into it. Put the effort into serving that group of people. What's up, Barack Sky? Thanks for getting on here. We just did an interview, by the way. Barack Sky is a DC realtor, will sell nearly 200 million this year. So we got a podcast coming out soon. Excited to see that drop. Also, if you're in Florida, hit me up, Barack. I think you said you were going to be down here. All right, let me see here. What other questions? Jose, 3 months in, someone's saying they do other investments. Is starting out as an agent to build capital to invest into properties a good idea? Yes. An agent is a great way to make income, great way to learn how to develop, lead flow, deal flow. Great way to cherry pick good deals too. So there's a lot of advantages if you want to be an investor in real estate to becoming an agent, right? You're going to build up your income. You're going to build up your deal flow. You're going to gain experience. So I think being an agent is a great vehicle to becoming a real estate investor. Barack in Miami, yeah, man, let's meet up sometime this week. Market in Florida isn't horrible, but inventory is low. Yeah, inventory is low. If you're a real estate agent, I view that as an opportunity, right? Because buyers have a real need. They can't find a home, right? They can't go on Redfin and find it. They can't go on Zillow and find it. So that's what you call an opportunity, because you have the ability to go out, go to the sellers before they list their homes and get them on the market, see if they would take off-market deals and bring those to buyers. All right. So if you figure out how to navigate it, if you look at it as an opportunity, not as a challenge, not as a problem, you'll gain more business from it. Am I located in Florida? Yes, I spend most of my time in Florida. I split between DC and Florida. My real estate team, my wife and I's team, is up in DC, so that's where we do the majority of our business. We are licensed in Florida. We are doing investment deals in Florida. We're doing condo deals in DC as well. So we are down in Florida. And by the way, we are doing an event in Florida. Two events actually. January 31st, we are doing a 1-day real estate investor summit. There's links in my bio to that. It's going to be in Boca Raton, Florida. And then the following 2 days, February 1st and 2nd, we're doing the 4th annual Hyperfast Summit. That is going to be in Boca Raton, Florida as well on the 1st and the 2nd. All right, so that's the Hyperfast Wealth Summit and the Hyperfast Agent Summit. Both of those events, you can find the links to it in my bio, all right? The investor event and the agent event. So check out the links to both of those in my bio. And I'm checking the time here. I've got time for one more question. Then I have to jump on a phone call. This is a quick live. I am putting out another state ranking today on TikTok. It will be number 2 on TikTok, and then on YouTube and Instagram, we're putting out number 3. We're a day ahead on TikTok, so make sure you're following there. Brokerage is in Boca Raton, Florida. Exit Realty Meisner. Yeah, that's pretty close to where we're doing the event. The event is at the Waterstone Hotel in Lake Boca, so it's very close to Meisner, I believe, probably just a couple miles. So check out the link in my bio for that. All right. It's gonna be a great event. We're announcing our keynote speaker the end of this week. I've got a phone call with that person later today. So get your tickets now, because we will, once speakers are announced, especially the keynote, prices will go up at some point. So it'll be much better right now. Best online, 2 more questions. Best online lead generation source that you have utilized. We've done really well with Zillow, and we've also done really well with Facebook. All right. Now, Facebook keeps on tweaking the advertising rules, and they're kind of a pain in the ass. We've done well with Zillow. I know some people like to bitch about Zillow. But if you have the right calling team, which we do, inside sales agents, if you have the right follow-up systems, which we do, it's very, very productive. All right. So we've done well with Zillow. We've done well with Facebook as well. What inspired me to become a realtor? I got rejected from my dream job to be a strategy consultant 55 times after getting my MBA at Georgetown. Right. They said I was technically had the ability to do it, the operational and technical ability, but not the sales ability for a consulting role. So they advised me to go out and get experience in a sales job. I got my license. I did it part-time. Got so busy I had to quit my full-time defense contracting job at the time, and I sold 22.5 million in my first year. Gone on to build a team since then, merged with my wife's team later on, and the rest is kind of history. You should be the keynote speaker, probably more legit than the speakers for real. I appreciate that, Mike. I appreciate that a lot. We've had a variety of keynote speakers over the year: Grant Cardone, Billie Jean, Ryan Serhant, Jesse Rodriguez. This year we've got someone who's been on HGTV, someone who's sold hundreds of, they sell hundreds of homes a year. They also invest in homes, and they've got a huge social media following, millions on TikTok. I think a couple 100,000 on Instagram. So this is an amazing speaker that we have. You know, they know how to use TV, they know how to use social media, they know how to sell homes, invest in homes. So it's going to be a great speaker. Make sure you click on the link in my bio. Check that out. I've got 1 minute to my phone call, so I've got to jump off. But thank you, everyone, for being on here. Appreciate you. And make sure you're following along on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.